नमस्ते गुरुजी।
ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तः शान्तः शान्तिः। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम्
अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम्
आत्मानमखिलाधारम् आश्रये भीष्टसिद्धये।
अखिलाधारम् आश्रयेऽभीष्टसिद्धये
अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दानतीतद्वैतभानतः
अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दान् अतीतद्वैतभानतः
गुरूणाराध्य वेदान्तसारं वक्ष्ये यथामति।
गुरूणाराध्य वेदान्त सारं वक्ष्ये यथामति।
We will recite from here. इदानीं प्रत्यगात्मनि इदम् अयम् आरोपयति इति
इदम् आरोपयति
विशेषतः उच्यते। अतिप्राकृतस्थो आत्मा वै जायते पुत्रः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
आत्मा वै जायते पुत्रः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
स्वस्मिन्निव पुत्रेऽपि प्रेमदर्शनात्
स्वस्मिन् इव पुत्रे प्रेमदर्शनात्
पुत्रे पुष्टे नष्टे च अहमेव पुष्टः नष्टः च इति।
पुत्रे पुष्टे नष्टे च अहमेव पुष्टो नश्यते इति।
अनुभवाच्च
अनुभवाच्च
पुत्रः आत्मा इति वदति।
पुत्रः आत्मा इति वदति।
चार्वाकस्तु
चार्वाकस्तु
स वा एष पुरुषोन्नरसमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
स वा एष पुरुषो अन्नरसमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
प्रदीप्तगृहात् स्वपुत्रं परित्यज्यापि
प्रदीप्तगृहात् स्वपुत्रं परित्यज्यापि
स्वस्य निर्गमदर्शनात्
स्वस्य निर्गमदर्शनात्
स्थूलोगं कृशोगम् इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
स्थूलोऽहं कृशोऽहम् इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
स्थूलशरीरम् आत्मा इति वदति।
स्थूलशरीरमात्मा इति वदति।
अपरश्चार्वाकः
अपरश्चार्वाकः
देह प्राणाः प्रजापतिं पितरम् एति ऊचुः एत्य ऊचुः
देह प्राणाः प्रजापतिं पितरम् एत्योचुः
इत्यादि श्रुतेः
इत्यादि श्रुतेः।
इन्द्रियाणाम् अभावे शरीरचलन अभावात्
इन्द्रियाणाम् अभावे शरीरचलनभावात्
कानोगं बधिरोगम् इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
काणोऽहं बधिरोऽहम् इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
इन्द्रियाणि आत्मा इति वदति।
इन्द्रियाणि आत्मा इति वदति।
अपरश्चार्वाकः
अपरश्चार्वाकः
अन्योन्तरात्मा प्राणमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
अन्योन्तरात्मा प्राणमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः।
प्राण अभावे इन्द्रियादि चलन अयोगात्
प्राण अभावे इन्द्रियादि चलनयोगात्
अगम अशनायावान् अगम पिपासावान् इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
अहम् अशनायावान् पिपासावान् इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
प्राणः आत्मा इति वदति।
प्राणः आत्मा इति वदति।
अन्यस्तु चार्वाकः
अन्यस्तु चार्वाकः
अन्योन्तर आत्मा मनोमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
अन्योन्तरात्मनोमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः।
मनसि सुप्ते प्राणादेः अभावात्
मनसि सुप्ते प्राणादेः अभावात्
अहं संकल्पवान् अहं विकल्पवान् इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
अहं संकल्पवान् अहं विकल्पवान् इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
मनः आत्मा इति वदति।
मनः आत्मा इति वदति।
बौद्धस्तु अन्योन्तर आत्मा विज्ञानमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
अन्योन्तरात्मा विज्ञानमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः।
कर्तुः अभावे करणस्य शक्ति अभावात्
कर्तुरभावे करणस्य शक्ति अभावात्
अहं कर्ता अहं भोक्ता इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
अहं कर्ता अहं भोक्ता इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
बुद्धिः आत्मा इति वदति।
बुद्धिः आत्मा इति वदति।
प्राभाकरतार्किकौ तु
प्राभाकरतार्किकौ तु
अन्योन्तर आत्मा आनन्दमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
अन्योन्तरात्मा आनन्दमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः।
बुद्ध्यादीनाम् अज्ञाने लयदर्शनात्
बुद्ध्यादीनाम् अज्ञानलयदर्शनात्
अहम् अज्ञः अहम् अज्ञानी इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
अहम् अज्ञानी इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
अज्ञानम् आत्मा इति वदतः
अज्ञानम् आत्मा इति वदतः।
भाट्टस्तु
भाट्टस्तु
प्रज्ञानघन एव आनन्दमयः इत्यादि श्रुतेः
प्रज्ञानघन एव आनन्दमय इत्यादि श्रुतेः
सुषुप्तौ प्रकाश अप्रकाश सद्भावात्
सुषुप्तौ प्रकाश प्रकाशसद्भावात्
मामहं न जानामि इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
मामहं न जानामि इत्यादि अनुभवाच्च
अज्ञानोपगित चैतन्यम् आत्मा इति वदति
अज्ञानोपहितं चैतन्यम् आत्मा इति वदति
So this we have seen. The next one also we will read that the contentions are over. Aparaha Buddhaha Asadeva idamagre asit ityadi shrutehe
असदेवेदमग्रे आसीत् इत्यादि श्रुतेः
Sushuptau sarva abhavat
सुषुप्तौ सर्व अभावात्
Agam sushuptau nasam iti uttitasya
अहं सुषुप्तो नासमिति उत्थितस्य
Svabhava Paramarša Vishaya Anubhavacha
स्वभाव परामर्श विषय अनुभवाच्च
sorry, not Svabhava, Swabhava, Swa-abhava, Swabhava Paramarša Vishaya Anubhavacha
स्वभाव परामर्श विषय अनुभवाच्च
Swa-abhava, Swasya abhava, absence of oneself. Shunyam Atma iti vadati.
इति वदति
One stroke is not the meaning will change. Swa abhavaha, swasya abhavaha, swabhavaha. That is swabhavaha. All these various matas, these are quoting from different Shruti, Taittiriya, Chandogya, Mandukya. So it implies that one must have studied all these Upanishads, even Brahma Sutra also. Before we saw a quote, the author quoted. It means Vedantasara is an advanced text because we see different quotations from different Shruti and Brahma Sutra. Therefore, one must have sufficient knowledge of the Shruti and the other Prakarana Grantha, even from Panchadashi also. So, therefore, it is studied after studying other text. Right. Anyway, since since some Upanishads and as well as some Prakarana Grantha, it is fine. We can understand the quotation. We can. Though we have not studied from those Upanishads, but we can understand the quote. So here up to this 131, beginning from this Pratyahatmani, Atmani Idam, that is from the line number 124. 9 different contentions, matas, opinions, or schools of thought, otherwise philosophies, were presented. These are all the contentions of the different schools. So these are not the truth, because we saw each successive contentions dismisses the preceding contentions, opinions. So that, therefore, if we defeat the last one, then if we establish our defeating the last one, then it stands that other contentions are also defeated. It's called Prathama Malla Nyaya. So the author has presented this very systematically. Kosha analysis. How Anandamaya, how starting from Annamaya, in fact, starting from external, Putra up to now he has come to the last one, Apar Bauddha, Rishunyavadi, Madhyamika, Asatya Vedam Agrasi. Therefore, Atma is Shunyam. So he has placed these contentions in the right order. And then Viveka also. So how these are, this cannot be Atma, their contentions. Putra cannot be Atma, Sharyam cannot be Atma, Indriyani cannot be Atma, Manaha na Atma, Vijnanamaya na Atma. Then Ajnanam, that cannot be Atma. Ajnana Upagita Chaitanyam, that also cannot be Atma. Then Shunyam, Atma is, it is Shunyam. For that also there is the Shruti support. For them, they take the support of the particular Vakya of the Shruti and quote, and they say, even though they are not Astika, but they quote and present their contention, because we are Astika, therefore they think that by quoting from Shruti, they can make us silent, accept their view. But we know that taking a certain line out of context and quoting without understanding the meaning of the meaning of the Vakya in that context, it is not proper. It is devil quoting the scripture. So therefore we dismiss them. Even though here it is not dismissed, but we have seen how that cannot be also. Now in the Subodhini commentary, yes, summarize everything in just one paragraph, not elaborately. So that is a good Sara of all these contentions. So I will read from here. You know, the topic here is this Adhyaropa on the Atma. Previous topic was Adhyaropa on this Samashti, Jagat. Now here, Ishvara Chaitanya, Samanyataha Mahaprapancha Adhyaropa Prakaram, Saprapancham Abhidhaya, Idanim, Pratyekhatmani, that is the topic 124. Pratyekhatmani Vishesha Adhyaropa Prakaram, Darshayitum Upakramate Ityadina iti. Pratyekhatmani Ayamayam, Idam iti. So Pratyekhatmani Adhyaropa. Previous was, it is Mahaprapancha Adhyaropa Prakara. Now it is Pratyekhatmani Vishesha Adhyaropa Prakara. Dashayit. Different contentions are presented. Adhyaropa Ropam Eva Iga Idam iti. You have to remember the lines of the Vedantasara text. So starting from the Putra. Pratyakshadi Sannihitasya Apatyadi Dharminaha Patyadi San Patyadi Dharminaha idam iti nirdesha kriyate. Sannihitasya Apatyadi Dharminaha idam nirdesha. That is Atma is idam. Idam referring to Adhyaropam evam. Adhyaropa on the Atma. Atma is idam. What is idam? Sannihitasya Apatyadi Dharminaha idam nirdesha kriyate. Idam ityadi. Idam Ityadehe vipsa. Idam is vipsarthe, repetition. Vipsa. This is. Ati stula buddhi. Ati prakritaha. The text. But here it is Ati stula buddhi. Same meaning. Ati stulaha. The buddhi is stula. Not able to grasp the truth. Therefore, the buddhi is, it is not sukshma, it is stulaha. Therefore, idam, this, that is Atma, apatyadikam eva agam ayam nityam, agam ayam putraha eva agamitti atyanta bhagya dharman avisheshena atmani adhyaropayati ityartaha. Putra is bhagya dharma. So this putra is aham iti. Putraha atma iti. Aham is atma. Putraha atma iti. Idam ayam iti. That means this. I am this. I am that. Here, starting from this bhagya dharma, atyanta, completely, totally bhagya. Putra who is outside. Saha eva aham iti. That is, atma is this. What is this atma? Putraha eva ayam atma aham iti. Bhagya dharmaan avisheshena atmani adhyaropya. Atmani adhyaropayati. Putraha atma iti manyate. Ke kaha ati prakrita. That is ati stula buddhi. Stula buddhi yasya saha stula buddhi. Bhashita Punchka also happened. Ati stula buddhi. Shruti Mahatma iti. Therefore, quoting from the Shruti, Vakya from the Shruti also we saw. Putraha Atma iti. Shruti Yukti Anubhava. All the three things are there. So Putraha Atma, Atma Vijayate Putra, that is a Shruti. Tatra Yuktim api Swasmin eva iti yata Swasmin iva Putrepi Prema Darshanat we have seen. Yukti also presented. Yata Swasharire Prema Darshanat Atmatva Brahmaha evam स्वपुत्रादि शरीरे अपि प्रेम दर्शनात् आत्मत्व भ्रमः इत्यादि इत्यर्थः. As one has love for one's shariram, same thing one has for one son also. Swaputradi sharire api prema darshanat. Therefore, there is a brahma of atmatvam, oneself. Atra anurupam anubhavam cha achashti putra iti. Putranurupam, in keeping with the son. Putra nashte aham nashtaha putre pushte. That is what putra, that is what anurupam. Atma putraha iti. Aham putraha iti. Putra is, Atma is putra. Putraha atma iti. Putra anurupam. Atra anurupam. Anubhavam. So anubhavam also is there. When putra is all right, I am all right. When putra is putre nashte aham nashtaha iti anubhavam. Etad apekshaya विशिष्ट बुद्धि अन्यः कश्चित् अधिकारी स्वदेहम एव आत्मानं मन्यते इति यः चारुवाकः इति. This is the next contention. Charuvakastu स्थूल देह शरीर, that body is atma iti vadati. Atrapi shruti aha sava sava iti means sava yesha purushonna rasamayah. That sava just says the Tikakara only says sava. Sava means you have to understand sava yesha purushonna rasamayah. Asamayah narasamayah atma iti vadati. Putradi sharirasyapi atmatva abhave yuktim darshayan. Putra cannot be atma. Atmatva abhave. And the father dear given the yukti. What is the yukti? Darshayan. That is pradipta grihat. When the house is on fire, swasya nirgama darshanat visa. He comes out. So therefore, putradi sharirasya atmatva abhave. Yukti. For that yukti, logical support, having presented. पूर्वोक्त अधिकारिणः सकाशात् स्वस्य वैलक्ष्यं दर्शयति प्रदीप्ता इति. प्रदीप्ता प्रदीप्त गृहात् स्वपुत्रं परित्यज्य स्वरक्षणाय. So स्वपुत्रं परित्यज्य स्वस्य निर्गम दर्शनात्. किमर्थं? Wanted to protect myself, therefore from the house which on fire, the person comes out leaving the son. So therefore darshan, that is the yukti. Therefore putra is not shari atma. So shariram is atma, because love for oneself, the shariram is therefore wanting to protect. He comes out from the house, the burning house. So degasya atmatve anubhavam cha pramanayati stulakam. That is the anubhava. Agam stulakam kushokam iti. Tataha api utkrishtah kopi adhikari. Utkrishtah, greater than this. Another contention, another adhikari. Shruti Yukti Anubhavebhyaha Indriyani Atma iti vadati iti yaha aparaha iti. The next Charvaka. He also, as a support of Shruti Yukti Anubhava, we saw Teha Pranaha Prajapatim Pitram Yitya Uchuhu iti. So Indriyani is sense organs are Atma. So that also negated the next contender. Tatahapi Uttamaha Adhikari Kaschit Shruti Pramana Anubhava Balat Pranaheva Atma iti aparaha vadati. So another contender. Prana is the Atma is Uttama compared to the previous is Uttamadhikari. Previous one is Uttama to previous one. So there is a gradation. So yeah, that this contender also has the Shruti Pramana Anubhava Balat Pranahayava Atma iti vadati. Tataha Vishishtaha. Greater than this, Vishishtaha Anya Adhikari Kaschit Adhikari Swamata Anukula Shrutyadi Balat Manahayava Atma iti Aga Anyastu iti. Mind alone is the Atma, Nyantara Atma Manomayaha iti Anya Adhikari vadati. Uktebhyaha Panchebhyaha, from all the five which has been told, Vilakshanaha Anya Kaschit Vijnanavadi, that is Bauddhaha Vijnanavadi, here also Shrutyadi, Shrutyadi Shruti, Yukti, Anubhavadi, Anubhavadi Bhihi, Shrutyadi Bhihi, Vijnanam Atma iti Aha. It says Vijnanam, that is Vijnanamaya Kosha, Buddhi Atma iti, Bauddhaha tu iti, Bauddhaha vadati. Then Uktebhyaha Atirikto, Pravakara Tarkiko, from the contenders which have been mentioned, the Pravakara Tarkiko, now, Swamata Upayogi Shruti Shrutyadi Balat Ajnanamatma iti vadataha ityaha Pravakara. The Pravakara Tarkiko, Ajnanameva Atma iti vadati. Swamata Upayogi Shruti. The Shruti Vakya which they quote in keeping with their contention. Therefore, Swamata Upayogi Shruti Yukti Anubhava also. Anubhava Balat, there is a strength in the sense, their support. Bala is support. Anubhava Balat. Ajnanamatma iti vadati. Then the next contender, Ajnanavachinnam Chaitanyamatma iti aha Pragyana Ganaha iti. This is Bhattaha. Chaitanyam Atma iti Pragyana Ganaha. This is Bhattaha. Finally, Bauddha Ekadeshi, that Ekadeshi, one section of the Bauddha, that is what we are going to see, that is Shunyavadi, otherwise called Madhyamika, Kaschid, Shrutyadibihi, Adibadat, Yukti, Anubhava, Anubhavam also. Therefore, Shruti Yukti, Anubhavat, Anubhavaihi, Shrutyadibihi, Shunyam Atma iti vadati. Atma is Shunyam, Aparaha Buddha. So all the contentions are covered in the Tika. So now this we have to see. Aparaha Buddha. Whether all the contentions are over, then the author will dismiss all. Dismissing the later one stands, it implies dismissing the previous preceding ones, all the preceding contentions. So Aparaha Buddha, let us understand the meaning of this line and then discuss on that. Aparaha Buddha. Buddha already we saw. We saw the Buddha Vijnanamayaha. Buddhastu Vijnanamayaha, Atma is Vijnanamayaha, it is Yogachara. That school of Buddhism, which we saw, they said that is Buddhi, intellect, that is Atma. And it is changing from moment to moment. Therefore, Atma is the nature of momentary It is momentary. Atma is momentary. Momentary consciousness. Kshanikavad. That is the first one what we discussed. Yogachara. Yogachara Mata. Among the Buddhism. Among the Buddha. There are four. So first one is a Yogachara. Now here Apara Buddha. Another school of Buddhism. Another school of Buddhism. So Apara Buddha, Buddhist. They say what they say. Last words. Shunyam Atma iti vadati. Apara Buddha vadati. Kim vadati? Atma is Shunyam. Shunyam. Shunyam means nothing. A void, vacuum. Nothing, nothingness. For that, they have the Shruti support. Asadeva idam agre asit chandogya Shruti. The Panchadashi second chapter, we're saying that there the author, he took the Shruti, the Chandogya Shruti Vakya, Sadeva idam agra asit ekameva dvitiya. The same, that we have this another line, Asadeva idam agre asit. Asat ityadi Shruti. Asat alone. Asat means opposite of Asat. Asat non-existence. Alone existed. Non-existence alone. Agre in the beginning. Purvam. Prak. Asit. Ityadi Shrutehe Chandogya Shrutihi. And Sarva Abhavat. Because it is Prak. Srishtehe Prak. Sarva Abhavat. Sushupta. And Sushupti. Now. Asadeva idamagre asit. Fine. Sushupta kim bhavati. In the deep sleep. In the Sushupti avastha. Sarva abhavat. There is absence of sarva, everything. Because there is no experience. Because of the absence of the experience of anything, therefore nothing exists. Sushupto, sarva abhavat. Then what about you? Agam nasam. Agam na asam. I was not there. I was not there means I did not exist. Where? In which avastha? Sushupti avasthayam aham na asam. Sarva abhavat is there is no anubhava of anything. Therefore, nothing exists. What about me? I also don't exist. Sushupta sarva abhava, that is a hetu. That is a hetu. Therefore, aham sushupta nasam. When nothing is not there, what about me? If I am there, so I am the subject, the objects must be there. I am not there. Sarvasya abhava, sushupta. As for asat, what about me? Non-existence. Shunyam. Iti utitasya. Utitasya means the one who has woken up. He says, I did not exist. So I did not exist in Sushupti avastha. Therefore, therefore the Swarupa of me must be asat, non-existence. Swa abhava, non-existence, swa abhava of oneself. Paramarsha darshana. There's a paramarsha, there's a experience of paramarsha vishaya anubhavat, experience of the absence of oneself. That is anubhava. Experience of the absence of oneself. Atma is shunyam. Atma must be shunyam, void, non-existence. Iti aparaha buddha vadati. So, the sushupti avastha, since I don't exist. Therefore, how do you know you don't exist? Because utitasya, the person who has woken up, he says, I did not exist. Paramarsha Vishaya Anubhavacha remembers. Remember that he did not exist. And on waking up, he exists. So Swa Abhava Paramarsha. Recollecting the absence of oneself, and that is the Anubhava Vishaya. Therefore, Atma is Shunyam iti vadati. This is the meaning. Now, this school, Madhyamika, this school of Buddhism, Madhyamika, Shunyam, Shadra is called Shunyavadis. Atma, Shunyam iti vadati. Atma is a void. It's a null. So, nothingness, completely nothingness. Complete nothing means the Atma is nothingness. So life has no meaning then. Life is nothing, nothingness. So nothingness means nothing exists. So I'm also nothing. So it is their contention. And if you see the discussions from the, as I told before, the one school dismissing the other school. So each school is very keen in dismissing the other school. And so therefore everybody dismisses the contentions of the other. So and they come up with better the contentions, arguments, having the support of the Shruti, Yukti as well as Anubhava. So their way of thinking, even though some structure is there, at the same time, some structural thinking, but they miss the point. There is something which they cannot answer when questioned. So the final one here in the presentation, Bauddha, they are also not exempted. They are also miss the thing. So that we, the Advaita Vedanti, Siddhanti, we are going to prove them, show them and prove that your contention is not, it's not correct. See, how can you say nothingness is the truth? Then what about the creation? The creation has come out of nothing. From nothing, nothing can come. So therefore it is ridiculous to say, I am nothing. Life is shunya. Even though they quote from the Shruti, Asadeva idamagre asid. Bauddha, first of all, they don't believe in the Veda. Veda is the Pramanam. They don't accept the authority of the Veda. But to make us to make us see the defect in our Siddhanta. So they quote from the Shruti. But we have done enough analysis and we know what the Shruti means. And without any vichara, without any proper vichara into the Vakya of the Shruti, they come to the conclusion. In the beginning, agree. What was there? Only not, it was Asadeva, non-existence. Asadeva idamagre asi tato vai sadajayata. There is a Taittiriya Vakya also. Taittiriya it is Asadeva idamagre asit tataha vai sadajayata. The next Vakya is tato vai sadajayata. From that, everything has come. Tato vai sadajayata. So that this prapancha, this srishti, before Srishtehe Prak, it was Asat. Sat, opposite of Sat is Asat. Sat translated as existence. Asat, non-existence. Non-existent or that which is non-existent. The word is Sat, Asat. Now, we have to interpret the word Sat, Asat depending on the context. It is translation here. We say Sat, existence, Asat, non-existence. But the Shruti Vakya, we have to see Asadev idam agre asid in the Taitriya. Tato vai sadajagata. From that Sat was born. The Shruti says, what is then? What is the how are you going to interpret the Shruti Vakya? The beginning Asat was there. From the Asat, Sat has come. Sat, this means the Prapancha has come. So therefore, the Asat means unmanifest. It doesn't mean non-existence, non-existent. Asat means unmanifest. From the unmanifest, Sat, Jagata. From the unmanifest, manifest comes. This Jagat, which was unmanifest in the before, it comes to manifestation. In the Gita, we have seen Abhyakta Vyaktaya Sarvaha Prabhavantyaharaghame Ratryaghame Praliyante Tatreva Vyakta Sanyake Bhutagrama Sevayum Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate Ratryaghame Vashah Partha Prabhavatyagharaghame. So from the Avyakta, this Vyakta, Avyakta goes to Avyakta. It's a cycle. So therefore, Asat means not non-existent. Asat means unmanifest. The word Asat, which is a Nanj Tatpurusha, na, that na negation, Nanj, na Sat becomes Asat. We know in what are all the senses the Nanj, the Nanj is used. The Vyakaranam we have seen the word Nanj. Sadrishyarte Nanj. When you say Sadrishya, when there is a Sadrishatvam, Sadrishya, similarity. In that sense also, the Nanj is used. The stock example, Abrahmanaha. Abrahmanaha means he's not a Brahmana. He's not a Brahmana, Abrahmanaha, but he likes a Brahmana. Maybe he belong to a Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, but he seems to be. He seems to be, not really. It looks like a Brahmana, Abrahmanaha, na Brahmana, Abrahmanaha. So it is Sadrishyarte Nanj. Similarly, Abhavarte Nanj. Abhavarte Nanj important. Abhavarte, absence of. And Anyarte Nanj. Other than that, all these we have stock examples. We have seen in the grammar class. Alparte Nanj, when something is very little. This person doesn't have stomach, and we say, how can a person survive without stomach? It means the stomach, the udaram is not that much bigger. It is not protruding. So he has a very thin, slender stomach. That's called anudara. Na udara, anudara. So it is alparte. Similarly, virodharte. Dharma, virodharte. So the nanj is used in 6 different meanings. So the negative particle nanj. So it can mean absence of something. It can mean opposite of something, or it can mean the other, anyarte. Abrahmana, the example, anyarte. Or the nanj can mean quite opposite, like the other one. So, or it can mean that which is, say, akala, for example, nakala. That is that it's not a proper time to do a particular thing, akala. So, inappropriate time, akala. In that sense, the nanj is used. So, therefore, and similarly, an alparte nanj, small, when you want to indicate something, then also that nanj is added. So in all these meanings that used, then here asat, in which meaning we are going to take? In all these meanings, Nanj is used. So therefore, Sat means existence. Asat means it is other than Sat. It is other than Sat. It means it is not non-existence. It is something anyarthe, other than Sat. Other than Sat. If you translate Sat as real, then other than Sat, Asat, it means unreal. Unreal means what? It is Mithya. Jagat is Mithya. That's why Jagat comes to manifestation and then goes to manifest. Vyavastha. Goes to Avyakta Vyavastha. So therefore the Jagat which is Asat is unreal. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, nabhava vidyate sataha. Gita, you can remember that shloka. Asat, Sat. So therefore Asat is not non-existent. Asat is Mithya. It is other than existence, other than real, which means unreal. So therefore, Sat means that which is manifest, Asat means that which is unmanifest. In other words, we can say unmanifest is the Karanam, manifest is the Karya. From the Karana, Karya comes, Karya, the effect, the product. So the effect is preceded by the cause. So Sat, the Karya, for which the Asat is the Karanam. So therefore, Sat, Asat have got different meanings. So what does that Asat here? Here in this context, Asat eva idam agre asit. If you say non-existence, then we have to use our buddhi and reason out. Asat, if it is non-existent, from a non-existent thing, how can an existent thing be born? How can an existent thing comes to? How can an existent thing can? How can a thing can exist? How can a thing which is existent can come from a non-existent thing? So therefore, asat doesn't mean non-existence. Asat means unmanifest. When it in the unmanifest avastha, this jagat is not available for our perception, not available for our transaction. So when the srishti comes to manifestation, then it is available for our sense organs, it's available for our perception. The srishti, then it comes, then becomes available for our transaction, transactory, empirically available, is available for our transaction. That's what we call manifest. So before this srishti, before the creation, srishti ke prak, the entire jagat was asat, unmanifest. It was in the karana avastha, unmanifest avastha. So therefore asat must mean here unmanifest, not non-existence. So manifest come to being from the unmanifest. That makes the Vakya more, that means that interpretation makes the Vakya more sensible than from the non-existent, existent comes. So therefore, from the unmanifest, the manifest comes. That seems to make sense. The whole universe, which was in the unmanifest avastha, has come to manifestation. That is better than saying it has come from nothingness, from total nothingness. So shunyam. So therefore, Atma is non-existent. The non-existent Atma, how it is available for our perception? It is not possible. It is not. We cannot say Atma is Shunya because it is Shunya, therefore not available for perception. How can you say not? How can you say Atma is Shunya? Because it is Shunya, it is non-existence. A non-existence cannot be cannot be perceived, cannot be available for our anubhuti. Therefore, how can you say Atma is non-existent? So therefore, that is not possible. And anyway, but here The Buddha, we are just seeing the contention of the Buddha. So he says, Asadeva idam agre asit, and we know what Asat, as Vedantis, we know what is the meaning of Asat, how we understand the meaning of Asat, but Buddhas, they say Asat Shunyam eva asit, from the Shunya only, all these things have come. From the non-existent, all these things have come. It is their view. And they have the yukti. This is a Shruti support. They justify with the Shruti support. Now they have yukti also. What is a yukti? We are just understanding their contention. Even though we know what it is, we dismiss them also. We just interpreting the word asat itself, their contention stands defeated, but the author later is going to defeat. You'll see that. Now the next is yukti. They give the yukti, logical support, justified by logical reasoning. What is that? They quote the Sushupti Avastha. Sushupti Avastha Anubhava of the Sushupti Avastha. In the Sushupti Avastha, there is an experience. Experience of what? Complete non-existence. If you ask the person, Uttitasya, the person who has woken up from sleep, deep sleep, Kutaha Bhavan, where were you? Kutaha Bhavan Asit, where were you? In the Sushupti Avastha, the person would say, Aham na asam, Sushuptav na asam. I was completely not non-existence in the deep sleep. Iti they say, who says Buddha? But we know, we can ask them counter question. Complete non-existent, when I was not existent means, as Vedanti we will say. So when you see, nobody says after waking up, I was not. What do they say? Maya sukhe nidra anubhuyate aham kimapi na janami. This is what they say. No one says I was non-existent. Now I come to existence. Nobody says. They know that the sleep completely unaware of anything. But Shunyavadi says, if one existed during Sushupti Avastha, if one existed in Sushupti Avastha, how can he be unaware of the experience of deep sleep? See the contention. Shunyavadis, they refuse, saying, if one existed during Sushupti Avastha, deep sleep, is unaware of, is not aware of the experience of Sushupti Avastha. When a person exists in the Jagrat Avastha, the person is aware of all the experiences. Jagrat Avastha Anubhava, yes. Similarly, in the Swapna Avastha also, the Swapna Avastha aware of experience of the Swapna Prapancha. So in the Jagrat Prapancha there is experience. In Swapna Avastha there is experience. The person is aware of the experiences in both the avastha. So therefore, Atma, Chaitanya, Atma is there. Now, the same Atma, if it is present in the Sushupti Avastha, deep sleep state, how is that one is not aware of deep sleep? In the Sushupti Avastha, how is one not aware of deep sleep in the deep sleep state? If consciousness is there in deep sleep, if consciousness is there in deep sleep, then shouldn't that one must be aware of that I am sleeping? But that doesn't happen. And what the person say, the person experiences total happiness. At the same time, not aware of that he is there. He's not aware of that he is there in deep sleep. at the same time experiencing total happiness. So therefore, one should get up in the morning, and then only the person can say, I slept well. But in deep sleep, the person must be able to say, if he is available, I am happy, I'm enjoying happiness. But this doesn't happen in deep sleep. Therefore, Shunyavadi says, what do they say? Atma is non-existent in the Sushupti Avastha. If Atma is existent in the Sushupti Avastha, the person must say in Sushupti Avastha, there is Ananda. And also, deep sleep, I slept well, I'm happy. The person must be able to say, as he says in the Jagrata Avastha and Sapna Avastha. So that is the contention of the Shunyavadi. So though we know the answer, we can refute them. But we have to analyze the Sushupti Avastha a little bit. This subject matter which invites a lot of debate. The Kshanika Vijnanis, the momentary, the people who support momentary consciousness, they also quote the experience of deep sleep to justify the contention. So this deep sleep avastha, the avastha which is discussed in the Upanishad, it's an important thing that the Sushupti, even Ramana Maharshi says, the Sushupti avastha. The Sushupti avastha, the state, that state of complete unawareness, that is an important topic, which is, of course, all the contenders, for them, it becomes an important point of discussion and causes many debates on that, because there is complete unawareness. So here the Shunyavadi, what does it say? What happens? What is that? What happens in the deep sleep? How is that we have no knowledge of anything in Sushupti Avastha? If Atma was there in deep sleep, and if the Vedantis, if we say Atma is Chaitanyam and existence, then in this deep sleep, it must exist, and it must have knowledge of all the experience of deep sleep, but it is not there. And Vedantins itself depend on the recollection of the memory of the deep sleep after he wakes up, not in the Sushupti Avastha. After waking up in the Sushupti Avastha, only the person says. So Vedantis, we also depend on the recollection of the memory. And based on that, we try to establish that there is Chaitanyam, Atma in deep sleep. But Shunyavadi says, if Chaitanyam is there in deep sleep, how it is not, how it is, one is completely unaware. So therefore, since there is no knowledge of any experience in deep sleep, therefore consciousness is not there. Their argument seems to be all right. Vedanti refutes by saying that after he wakes up, remembers. That's what we say. But our argument based on the recollection of the memory of the anubhava of the deep sleep. So that is that your argument is based on that the anubhava. But Shunyavadi asks why it is Atma is not, because Atma is consciousness, he says. How can it become completely unaware in the deep sleep? That seems to be really a good question, which a good contention which the Shunyavadis ask. And for that, we say, see, in Panchadashi also we have seen, it is not necessary that we must know everything. Atma, Chaitanya, it must know everything. See, how does knowledge take place? The process of knowledge, jnanam, how does it take place? For jnanam to take place, for any knowledge to take place, Chaitanyam and mind, both are required. When both are there, Chaitanyam alone cannot know anything. Because Chaitanyam, it illumines everything, but itself cannot know everything. You need the Upadhi, the mind. Chaitanyam reflected in the Upadhi, the mind. The mind, or from the mind only, the knowledge, any knowledge takes place. Knowledge doesn't take place in the Chaitanya. Knowledge takes place in the mind alone, any knowledge. In the Jagrata Avastha, the various the perceptions, the knowledge, what takes place, what we get, it all this takes place in the mind alone. The sense organ perceives sense objects, and the knowledge of the sense objects happen in consciousness or in the mind. It happens in the mind only. The sense organs backed up by the mind perceives the sense object in the presence of Chaitanyam, consciousness. Without consciousness, mind cannot be, and without mind, sense organs cannot be. The sense organs are functional, backed up by the mind, and the mind and knowledge take place in the presence of Chaitanya. Therefore, knowledge and mind both are required for any knowledge to take place. Knowledge and the Chaitanya and mind, Chaitanya and Manaha, knowledge doesn't take place when the mind is not there, when the mind is not behind the sense organs. Sense organs must be there, and behind the sense organ there is mind. The mind, when it is illumined by the Chaitanya, then the knowledge takes place. So the knowledge cannot take place, even the knowledge cannot take place when mind is not there behind the sense organs. Sense organs may be there, but cannot perceive any knowledge, cannot gain any knowledge because mind is not there. And in the Sushupti Avastha, sense organs are withdrawn. Mind goes to mind goes to a dormant state. The Karanam is required for any knowledge to take place. Karana, Bhagya, Karana, sense organs, Antakarana, mind. In the Jagrata Avastha, both are available. Therefore, there is experience of external objects, knowledge of external objects. In the Sapnavastha also, though the sense organs are not present, but mind is there. Mind and the mind created prapancha. So therefore, knowledge takes place. But in the Sushupti Avastha, what happens? The Sushupti Avastha, mind itself goes to sleep. That is what is called Sushupti Avastha. The mind becomes completely non-functional. Mind dissolves. When mind dissolves, then what about the sense organs? Sense organs also cannot function, becomes non-functional. The mind, which is the main instrument through which the knowledge, various forms of knowledge takes place, that itself is not present. So, therefore, because mind is not there, therefore it appears there is no experience in deep sleep. It appears there is no experience. We don't say that there is no experience. Experience is there. There is we don't have particular experience. We don't have specific experience, particular experience. The jnanam, we can say samanya jnanam, vishesha jnanam. Samanya jnanam, vishesha jnanam. In the Jagrata Avastha, we perceive different objects. When I see a pot, I get the knowledge of the pot jnanam, gata jnanam, vishesha jnanam, gata jnanam, pata jnanam, mata jnanam. There is a perception of the object and the object knowledge. Vishesha jnanam takes place. Similarly, the Sapnavastha also. The Sapnavastha, the objects are subtle. In the Jagrata Avastha, the objects are gross. Therefore, the Chaitanyam is qualified, becomes qualified Chaitanyam. We can say qualified knowledge. Vishesha Jnanam is particular knowledge, qualified knowledge. In the Sushupti Avastha, that is unqualified. That just knowledge, but there is no specific experience, no particular experience. Since the mind and sense organs are not operative, there is no Vishesha Jnanam, but Samana Jnanam is there. The knowledge which is not qualified, the consciousness which is not particularized, that continues. The particularized awareness, consciousness, not there, but samanya jnanam, unqualified awareness continues. There is no vishesha jnana, but samanya jnanam is there. That is what we say Chaitanyam consciousness, samanya jnanam. Samanya jnanam, that is consciousness which is not qualified, unqualified consciousness, samanya jnanam, because of the absence of the external objects, because the sense organs, mind are not there. Therefore, samanya jnanam asti, kintu vishesha jnanam asti. There is no any particular awareness. Samanya, general awareness. It's called vishesha samanya jnanam. Or we can translate as unqualified knowledge. The knowledge which is not qualified. Like the knowledge of Chaitanya Mandir is qualified by pot. Like the crystal, if you take the crystal, the pure crystal, it is unqualified. Now, when you bring a red hibiscus flower, there's a reflection of the red color of the flower on the crystal becomes red color. That is Vishesha. In the absence of the flower, crystal continues. It is the pure state, not qualified, unqualified. Similarly, the Sushupti Avastha, consciousness, Chaitanyam, continues. In the Panchadashi, we will be seeing later in the Panchadashi, 10th chapter of the Panchadashi, it's important chapter, Natya Deepa Prakaranam. That Vidyaranya Muni beautifully says, that is, in the theatre, the performance happens. There are musician, dancer on the stage. They perform, act. In the presence of the light, the actors, the musicians are recognized. The theatre is illumined by the lamp, Deepa, the light of the lamp illumines the theatre and all the musicians, the dancers performing on the stage. Now the performance is over. The actors and the musicians, they leave the stage. The lamp continues to illumine the theatre. Previously, the lamp illumining the actor and the even in the actor, even the audience also. Now they are not there. What is there? It illumines the absence of everything. Even though nobody is there, it illumines. The lamp continues to illumine the theatre. Before, the actors were there, musicians were there. Now nobody is there, but continues to illumine the absence of everything. Nrityashala sthito deepaha prabhum sabhyamscha nartaki deepayed avisheshena sadabhavepi deepyate. The light in the dancing hall, it reveals the audience, the dancer, everyone present. When they are absent, the lamp continues to shine, continue to illumine the absence of everything. Similarly, ahankaram dhyam sakshi vishayanapi bhasayet ahankaradhyabhavepi swayam bhatyeva purvavat. Panchadashi, 10th chapter, 12th shloka. The witness consciousness, Chaitanyam, it lights up the ego, ahankaram, dhyam, intellect, sakshi, and the sense objects. The witness conscious, vishayanapi bhasayet. Sakshi Chaitanyam, Vishayan, Ahankaram, Diyam, Bhasayet, lights up. Ahankara, the abhave api, in the absence of the Ahankara, Swayam Bhati eva Purvavatu, Swayam Bhati, it remains self-luminous, like the Natya Deepa Prakaranam, in the Natya Deepa, in the theatre. The theatre lamp continues to illumine the absence of everything, even after the actors have left the stage, illumines. Similarly, the waking and the dream stage, there are gross and subtle objects and therefore anubhava, gross and subtle experiences. There it is qualified. In the Sushupti Avastha, that awareness is there, but it is not qualified, unqualified awareness. So even in the Jagrata Avastha and the Sapna Avastha, the awareness is awareness. But their awareness, which is always unqualified, that is present in all the states, because of the presence of objects in the Karana, in the waking and the Sapnavastha, there is a recognition of that. But what happens in Sushupti Avastha, it remains as it is, unqualified. In both the Avastha, Jagrat and Sapna, it appears to be qualified. In the Sushupti Avastha, it remains unqualified. Therefore, we say, Agam kimapi na janami. Not that it doesn't exist. Not that it doesn't exist. So, therefore, we cannot say there is no consciousness. It is there. Chaitanyam is there. So, in deep sleep, therefore, we say the Chaitanyam, the awareness, consciousness, the Sakshi Chaitanyam, it is there. It is there, but it is not qualified, unqualified awareness, unqualified knowledge, unqualified Chaitanyam. Otherwise, Samanya Jnanam Asti Eva. Because of the absence of any particular experience, therefore we say, but we don't say I did not exist also. But nobody says that. We say Agam kimapi na janami. There are no Vishaya. Therefore, kimapi na janami. Because there are no Vishaya, therefore there is no problem. Maya sukhe nidra anubhuyate. Not that Atma is Shunyam. Iti, we refute their contention. But their contention, here it is said, Shunyam Atma iti. And we can reason out saying, if one is aware of oneself in the deep sleep, then cannot be sleep. What is deep sleep? Deep sleep complete. There is no awareness of anything, including our Sharira Manasangata, body, mind, senses. If one is aware, then it is as good as waking state. Though that is a simple answer, but we say Samanya Jnana, Vishesha Jnana. That is a little more technical. So we'll stop here. Up to this, contentions are over. The author is going to refute them. That will be interesting. We will see. The next one will be the refutation. We'll see next class. Om Purnamadav Purnavidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवाद
गुरुजी
धन्यवाद.